Take a look at this photo right here. Look at that photo from his phone that the government prosecutors claim show lines of cocaine. That's what the government prosecutors are saying. They're saying that's sawdust. Take a good look at the sawdust that lined up in perfect little lines. Take a close look. Does that look like sawdust to you? We'll let you decide that.
Yeah, it looks like sawdust to me. It looks like sawdust, Hannity. Look, I not interested in cocaine, okay, at all. I've never done cocaine. But I know what cocaine looks like, and that doesn't look like cocaine. That looks like sawdust. Now, why is this even coming up? Look at John. No, John, stay in the position you were in just now. This is John off camera as I'm sharing this story with you. It's so amazing. Okay, so the reason why this came up on Hannity's show is because attorneys for Hunter Biden have accused the special counsel, David Weiss, and his office of mistaking lines of sawdust for cocaine in official court documents alleging drug use by Hunter Biden. Now, let's just get this out of the way. Obviously, Hunter Biden did have troubles with addiction. He's been open and honest about that. And I think it's pretty gross to target people who are suffering from addiction. They need help, and we should be a little more empathetic toward them. But nonetheless, they're going after him because he lied on official documents and said that he was not using drugs when he was trying to obtain a gun. And so that's against the law, and that's what they're prosecuting him for. And apparently in court filings, they use that image as part of the evidence. Now, the Hunter Biden legal team is arguing that this is a blunder that they argue was unbecoming of the office, unbecoming. Now, here's the photo again, let's take a look. And again, this is related to Hunter Biden's 3 federal charges related to a 2018 gun purchase he made during a period when he was actively using drugs.
We might have millions of people watching this show, but you can be the difference maker because we just need 1% of our audience to be paid members, and then this show can be around forever. So you can make that difference. Click join now.
Those charges include lying to a federally licensed gun dealer, which carries a maximum penalty of 10 years in jail. That sounds too stiff, to be quite honest with you. Making a false claim on the federal firearms application used to screen applicants with a sentence of up to 5 years. And possession of an illegally obtained gun from October 12th to October 23rd, 2018, which carries a maximum of 10 years in prison. But back to the photo. Because while digging through his electronics, investigators executing a search warrant found photos and videos of Biden, or that Biden had taken, of apparent cocaine, crack cocaine, and drug paraphernalia, as they described it in an exhibit filed last week as evidence that he had been lying about his drug usage when he bought the gun in Delaware in 2018. Now, again, the Biden legal team's like, this is a photo of sawdust. And where that photo of sawdust came from is actually even more interesting because Biden's legal team claimed that the picture was actually sent to their client, Hunter Biden, by his then psychiatrist, Dr. Keith Abloh. Do you remember Dr. Keith Abloh, John?
I do. He used to be on Fox News.
He ended up getting fired from Fox News due to allegations of sexual misconduct. I can't believe this was his psychiatrist. That's crazy. Abloh used the photo to inspire Biden, they're arguing, telling him he told the carpenter he'd have to choose between his heart and his drug. Dude's weird. He shouldn't have been a psychiatrist, okay? The Biden team was not happy. The prosecution is flat out wrong, and both that Mr. Biden took this photograph, and in claiming that it depicts cocaine, multiple sources have pointed out, and a review of Discovery confirms this is actually a photo of sawdust from an expert carpenter, and it was sent to Mr. Biden, not vice versa.
Yeah.
Okay, like, look, you shouldn't lie on official documents in order to obtain a gun. You should be honest. What he did was wrong. I don't think anyone should serve 10 years in prison for this. This is crazy. I can't imagine how many Americans purchased guns while using marijuana, for instance, or cannabis, as people like me to say, instead of marijuana, even though I think marijuana sounds nice. But John, what are your thoughts on all of this?
Yeah, so first of all, I forget the exact specifics of why it was supposed to be inspirational, but it had been sent to Keith Abloh by another guy, the woodworker. And the idea was that he had sort of moved the sawdust to look like it was cocaine as a way of like saying like you can have this hobby that's your passion, or you can have the drugs or whatever. I don't necessarily get it. But that's kind of a consequence of the fact that we're digging into people's personal lives. It has nothing to do with us. I love that Sean Hannity's argument that that big grained brown powder was cocaine because it's in tidy lines. You know, the only thing you can form into tidy lines is obviously cocaine. Test it for yourself. Get some sand. Try to put it in lines. It won't. It flies all over the house spontaneously. It cannot be constrained in line form, Sean Hannity. To adapt something that Rashad Ritchie often says, Sean Hannity is a dumbass. That was such a pathetic and embarrassing display. He's looking at that picture. He knows it's sawdust, but he's so driven by wanting to get Hunter Biden that he needs to deny his eyes. And also, who cares if he did cocaine? Every one of these people does cocaine and other drugs. In the media and in politics, they all do it. We know it. Madison Cawthorn revealed it. And then I get that they want to get Hunter Biden, but the things that have now become national news about this guy, something having to do with him getting a gun and tax evasion, are two things that they pretend are not crimes in any other instance.
I know.
Everybody evades taxes. They want you to. Taxes suck. That's tyranny. You should evade it. And imagine if they were getting into like Don Jr. having messed up some of the paperwork when he tried to get one of the rifles that he was going to use to blow the head off a giraffe or something. Like they would consider this to be like communism. How dare you stop an American from getting a firearm? That's their right in the Second Amendment. But that's how contingent everything is for them. It's Hunter Biden. So they're like core principles that everyone always should be packing heat suddenly goes out the door because now it's a chance we can get Biden somehow on these incredibly minor things that don't affect anybody's life.
That's so true. Good points all around, John. I totally agree with you because this is maybe the one case where Republicans are vociferously in support of gun control, but only in this one specific case. And it's pretty incredible to see it.